Alrighty guys, what's going on? It's Phil here. It's time for my official predictions video for the January 25th, 2025 edition of Saturday Night's Main Event. We're going to be going over each and every single matchup that's going to be taking place at Saturday Night's Main Event, and we're going to be going over that special contract signing between Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. But before we do, I do want to talk to you guys about the expectations heading into this edition of Saturday Night's Main Event compared to the last edition of Saturday Night's Main Event that took place in December. In December, we all had our expectations very high for the event because this was the first ever episode of Saturday Night's Main Event for this new era within WWE, and a lot of people had their expectations really high and got disappointed within the results that were happening on this show because there really wasn't anything too groundbreaking. But now I'm seeing that the expectations for this edition of Saturday Night's Main Event is being set to very, very low. And I think that's honestly, the right way to go about it, mainly because, we do know what this show is really all about now. It's really all about how, we're just expanding the audience for the world of professional wrestling, and it's allowing fans that are really seeing professional wrestling for the very first time to just really, get into the fold of everything and just really get into the groove. So, now that we know what the show is ultimately going to be about, we can really just enjoy the show for what it's going to be. And I think that's the right approach that we kind of have to have moving forward into however many more Saturday Night's Main Events we are going to be seeing within the year of 2025. But regardless, we are going to be going over each and every single matchup on the card, who I think is ultimately going to be winning, and we're going to be seeing where things could ultimately go heading into the rest of WrestleMania season as we head to the Royal Rumble next week and, heading into the rest of WrestleMania season. So let's dive right in. Make sure you guys hit that like button, turn on the bell for all notifications, and subscribe to the channel. That way you guys never miss another upload right here on the YouTube channel. More long-form content is happening very, very soon, so stay tuned for that. Let's get right into my January 25th, 2025 edition of Saturday Night's Main Event predictions. Let's start off with the Women's World Championship matchup that's going to be taking place between Rhea Ripley, who is the champion going in, and the challenger in Nia Jax. Now, let's just be real with each other right here, right now. Rhea Ripley's retaining this championship, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's nothing against Nia Jax. I think Nia Jax has been absolutely fantastic, but when you take a look at the optics of this matchup here, Rhea Ripley is not losing that Women's World Championship anytime soon. She ultimately just won it back. She won it back on the first edition of Monday Night Raw on Netflix. And, she's going to have that championship in a stranglehold for the better part of the WrestleMania season heading into Vegas. And, she's just not going to be losing that championship. I don't see anybody really taking that championship off of Rhea Ripley unless we get to WrestleMania and there is a credible challenger that's standing in her way at WrestleMania. But, anything from here up until WrestleMania, I don't see Rhea Ripley losing this championship. So Rhea Ripley's just going to retain the Women's World Championship, not just here, but, until we get to WrestleMania. So, Rhea Ripley, it's just going to retain the Women's World Championship here, and it's kind of just going to be an easy victory for Rhea Ripley here. Nia Jax is going to look good. Rhea Ripley's going to look good. They're both going to look strong in the end, but Rhea's going to retain the title one way or another. I want to talk to you guys now about the matchup that I'm really looking forward to between Braun Strowman and Jacob Fatu. Now, this matchup here is going to be absolutely fantastic, and I do not think that this is going to be the only time that these two face off against each other. I do predict that Jacob Fatu is going to be picking up the victory within this matchup here at Saturday Night's Main Event. But like I said, I do not think that this is going to be the one and only time that we get to see Braun Strowman and Jacob Fatu in the middle of the square circle. I think this is going to at least a trilogy, maybe, if you really wanted to go down that route. Maybe we see a match on an episode of Friday Night SmackDown. Maybe we see a matchup at the Elimination Chamber. Who knows? But I do not think that this is going to be a one and done type deal. And, we are just going to be seeing Jacob Fatu stand tall, regardless of however, this shapes out. I do think that Jacob Fatu could get the first victory within this whole entire thing, and then maybe the third and final matchup can be a last man standing match or something of that nature. But Jacob Fatu is going to really shine in this matchup against Braun Strowman, because Braun Strowman really got Bronson Reed over the hump and becoming a main event type caliber superstar, and he's going to do the exact same thing for Jacob Fatu. This is going to be an amazing thing for Jacob to be a part of, and this is really going to be one of his first big and major tests since coming into the fold of WWE, and I'm super glad that he is getting this opportunity as a single star. So Jacob Fatu for the win over Braun Strowman at Saturday night's main event. Let's talk about the contract signing that's going to be taking place at Saturday night's main event between the undisputed WWE champion Cody Rhodes and the challenger that he's going to be facing at the Royal Rumble in the ladder match, and that is Kevin Owens. And this whole entire situation is going to be moderated by the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. Now, this entire contract signing is going to be very pivotal when it comes down to not just the undisputed WWE Championship match that takes place next week at the Royal Rumble, but it's also going to be very pivotal for what the WWE Championship picture is going to be looking like heading into the WrestleMania season, because there are a ton of things that can happen within this contract signing. Now, there is an addendum that is in this contract that, Nick Aldis really wants both Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens to sign, and we have to figure out what that is going to be. And not only that, but how is Shawn Michaels really going to be involved in all of this? We all know he is going to be, a part of this as the moderator, but with the Heartbreak Kid being a part of all of this, and this is San Antonio's own Heartbreak Kid, there's got to be something that goes on here, right? So, personally, I do believe that Shawn Michaels is going to get pile driven on his head that night. And what I mean by that is Kevin Owens has been utilizing the pile driver over the course of this heel turn, and I do believe that Kevin Owens is going to be using that package pile driver and, just hitting Shawn Michaels with said package pile driver, and it really is going to set major heat on Kevin Owens in San Antonio for doing that to San Antonio's own Shawn Michaels. I do think that that is ultimately going to be happening, and we will ultimately be getting that ladder match at the Royal Rumble, because not only is it just really confirmed at this point already, they're just doing the contract signing for the optics of it all, but it's just a matter of how everything is going to be shaping up. So I do believe that that package pile driver will be utilized on Shawn Michaels, and that addendum is going to be signed one way or another. Now, what that is going to be, we have no idea. Maybe, whoever picks up the victory in this ladder match would just have to give back the Winged Eagle Championship one way or another. This contract signing is going to be very pivotal for what the WWE Championship is going to be looking like for, the foreseeable future as we head into WrestleMania season for Las Vegas. Now let's talk about the Intercontinental Championship matchup that takes place at Saturday night's main event between the champion in Braun Breaker and the challenger in Sheamus. Now, if there is any type of matchup that really is going to be having some sort of shock and awe factor within this, it would be this one. I do kind of could see Sheamus winning the Intercontinental Championship here, but I'm not going to be going down that road. I am going to be having Braun Breaker retain the Intercontinental Championship here, because mainly he really hasn't had that big of an opportunity to show what he can be as the Intercontinental Champion. Now, he did win the Intercontinental Championship back when Jey Uso won it, but, up until that very point, he really hasn't been showcased as a solid Intercontinental Champion, and that's nothing against Braun Breaker. I think Braun Breaker is absolutely incredible at what he does, but, they really didn't do much with this Intercontinental Championship run so far for Braun Breaker since winning the championship back, and I feel like it would be a very, very bad idea if they were to just, have the championship be taken off of him so soon, right here, right now. So Braun Breaker, to me, has to retain the Intercontinental Championship here, because, Sheamus winning the Intercontinental Championship at a Saturday night's main event would be cool. It's not bad. But, I do think that there is a bigger stage for that, and ultimately, I would hope that that would be like a WrestleMania-type stage for him, because that is the final championship that he has to have in order to become a Grand Slam champion, and I think that that's just a better stage for, that achievement to be involved with. So, Sheamus and Braun Breaker should go at it again, but make it happen during WrestleMania season. That way we can possibly see a WrestleMania-type moment for Sheamus, as he could win the Intercontinental Championship at that point in time. But regardless, Braun Breaker has to retain the Intercontinental Championship here at Saturday night's main event, and I do think that that's going to happen. And finally, what we all presume is going to be the main event of Saturday night's main event. It is the World Heavyweight Championship matchup between the champion and Gunther taking on the challenger in main event, Jey Uso. Now, there are a ton of people right now in the grand scheme of things that really want to see main event Jey Uso win the World Heavyweight Championship here. And the thing is, first of all, I have to say I love Jey Uso. I think Jey Uso is absolutely incredible at what he does, but do I see him winning the World Heavyweight Championship at this stage, right here, right now, at Saturday night's main event? No, I don't. And the thing is, it just doesn't make it just really doesn't make sense for Jey Uso to win the World Heavyweight Championship. Let's be real here. With WrestleMania season being right around the corner, heading into the Royal Rumble, and with everything that's really kind of happening right here, right now, Gunther losing the World Heavyweight Championship at a Saturday night's main event against Jey Uso, of all people, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, it just makes no sense. So, though I would think it would be an absolute shock and all type moment that really you can have at a Saturday night's main event to really make you believe that, man, I cannot miss this show because of moments like this happening. I just don't see it happening. I'm sorry, guys. I really don't. And the thing is, it just makes more sense to have Gunther retain the World Heavyweight Championship so that he can see what other, type of challengers he could possibly have as the World Heavyweight Champion heading into WrestleMania season. Now, I personally believe that we were going to be seeing a matchup between CM Punk and Gunther at the Royal Rumble, but obviously because he's defending the championship at Saturday night's main event here, I do not see Gunther, defending the championship at the Royal Rumble, which I do think is kind of a mistake. But, at the end of the day, we're just going to have to be seeing whoever is going to be possibly winning the Royal Rumble, who that Royal Rumble winner is ultimately going to be choosing at WrestleMania. Could he choose Cody Rhodes and the Undisputed WWE Champion if Cody retains the Undisputed WWE Championship at the Royal Rumble? Or does he, whoever it is, go up against Gunther to face him for the World Heavyweight Championship? There are a ton of possibilities here. But regardless, Gunther retaining the World Heavyweight Championship here just makes a whole lot more sense than seeing Jey Uso win the World Heavyweight Championship just so that he can possibly have a couple of weeks reign with it, just like he did with the Intercontinental title before he loses it again. So, I don't want to see that happen for Jey Uso again. We saw that happen with him in the Intercontinental Championship picture with Braun Breaker. I don't want to see that happen with him in the World Heavyweight Championship for Gunther. So, Gunther is going to retain the World Heavyweight Championship here at Saturday night's main event, and I think that is absolutely positively A-okay. So that's the show in a nutshell. It's 4 matches and a contract signing. I think that's perfectly fine for this edition of Saturday night's main event because it happens right before the Royal Rumble, which takes place next week. And it allows the superstars to have some sort of PLE type quality, matches heading into the Royal Rumble, which is already so saturated with the 2 Royal Rumble matches. I have 30 participants in each of them. And, at the end of the day, it's just really hard to get on that Royal Rumble card enough as it is. So doing a Saturday night's main event, right before the Royal Rumble just makes a whole lot of sense to me. And I think that's honestly a really good thing by WWE to do that. And I really hope that WWE continues to do stuff like that moving forward for specific matches and for specific, pay-per-views like this because it's really hard to get on the Royal Rumble card in terms of an actual singles match or a tag team match or what have you there. So just allow Saturday night's main event to be that type of outlet for them and just really get some good matches before the Royal Rumble takes place. So I'm all for it. But guys, that's it for your Saturday night's main event 2025 predictions for the January 2025 edition. If you guys liked it, make sure you guys hit that like button on your way out. Subscribe to the channel if you are new and turn on the bell for all notifications. And you guys never miss another upload right here on the YouTube channel. More shorts are on the way. More long form content is on the way. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one. Stay safe. God bless. And peace.